Hi there. I just wanted to do a little introduction to the class to let you know kind of how things are going to work, and then you can get started. So this is the first time that I've taught this developmentally appropriate practices class during the summer. And so as I'm preparing, I'm realizing it's going to be very fast-paced for you all. It's going to be just each week there's going to be several different assignments. So I just wanted to let you know that I will try to give you as much information as possible. And there are some things that I normally do during this semester that just don't work because you're not in your classrooms this summer, things like that. So first of all, if you haven't ordered your books, you need to do that. And this is one of them, The Intentional Teacher. And the other one, and that's for more of the like preschool teachers, or if you teach toddlers or infants. And then Teaching with Intention by Debbie Miller is the other one. And that's for, like, I would say kindergarten up to 6th grade. So if you are a specialist, sometimes I've had like speech pathologists, or maybe even you don't have your own classroom, you can just choose the one that you think would be the best fit for the group of kids you like to work with or have in the past, things like that. So you go ahead and choose whichever works best for you. Throughout the class, some of you, this might be the first online class you're taking, and some of you, this might be, you've taken several online classes, and to be honest, I am not necessarily an online learner, and so I try to bring the face-to-face contact into this class through videos. We're going to use a form of discussion using Flipgrid, and as you read the syllabus, you'll figure out how to access that, but it's videos, so we can kind of have conversations, and you can respond to each other through the video as well, because I really like that face-to-face. Now, some of you are thinking, well, I'm usually at home and in my, pajamas or whatever. Don't worry, we're not going to be judging you for how your hair looks or anything like that. So hopefully you'll be able to just make yourself comfortable, and it's just a way that we can have discussions that's more face-to-face. Also, we'll be using the discussion board on Blackboard, so some assignments will be on the discussion board and some will be through Flipgrid, and both of them I would like you to respond to each other. So on Flipgrid you can respond through a video, and on discussion board you're obviously going to be responding through text. Now, sorry, I have all these bugs flying around me. One of the things that I want you to think about in your responses is that I want depth. I want you to think about, how does this apply to you? And I'm not necessarily looking for, here's the information that I read, because we're all reading similar things, even though not exactly the same. I think for me, I've read these texts, and so I don't need to know necessarily that information, but I want to see your connections. So how does what you're reading connect to your own classroom, to your own experiences? How do you want to grow? So throughout your discussions throughout the summer, I want to see those connections. And in the past, in this class, a lot of classmates have learned a whole lot from each other. And so asking each other questions when they mention something that the practice that they currently do, asking them, how do you do that? How do you set that up? I'd like to start that. And so it's important that as you respond in your discussion board, as you do your immediate thread, then people can reply to you, that you go back and look to see if people have asked you questions, because it's not a discussion unless there's back and forth involvement. So I want you to keep that in mind. It is a smaller class, and so I ask that you respond to at least 2 people, but I know in the past a lot of people have looked at more than 2 people's and responded to them just because they want to learn from each other. And I know sometimes it probably depends on your week and how much you have to do, but it will only benefit you to learn from each other. You do have a critical piece for this class, and the critical piece is a philosophy, and I will there will be posted a rubric and some more information about the philosophy, but I just want you to think about, as you're learning this and during this class, and maybe you're taking some other courses, just like, what are my beliefs about teaching? And you probably are coming into this class with some beliefs already, and I want you to think about, are there any things that maybe your beliefs are changing, or you're adding, or just reaffirming, yes, I strongly believe in this. And so that philosophy piece is really kind of a reflection for you to think about, what is it that I believe about education, about teaching, and young children specifically, and getting to tell me a little bit more about that. So those are just a few things about the class. We'll be looking at like environments, and we'll be looking at specifically like how we plan lessons. For the preschool book, it's a little bit more specific to those whole areas of the whole child, and thinking about those whole child development there. So some weeks your readings really, really connect, and some weeks not necessarily, but that doesn't mean you cannot learn from each other. And so I am going to have you still respond in the same discussion board, because I do feel like you can learn a lot from each other, even though preschool looks very different than 4th grade or 3rd grade. It is still very, you can learn about how kids learn, the ways you're assessing them, that type of thing. So I look forward to getting to know you, and please let me know if you have any questions. You can email me, you can text me or call me. Please also just know that I am a busy mom of 2, and I teach another summer class, and I also do payroll for a detasseling company in the summer. So if I don't respond immediately, it's not because I don't care, but I will do my very best to get back to you as soon as possible. If you have any questions as you're getting started in the course, please feel free to let me know. Thanks.